Welcome to the football, soccer, quiz. 30 questions. Let's go! You have 7 seconds to answer each question, and then we explain the answer. Which club has won the most UEFA Champions League titles? Real Madrid lead the all-time Champions League titles with 15 wins, including 4 consecutive titles from 2016 to 2018 and victories in 2022 and 2024. Their dominance of European football is unmatched. No other club has more than 7 titles. Who is the Premier League's all-time top scorer? Alan Shearer scored 260 Premier League goals, a record that has stood since he retired in 2006. He scored for Southampton, Blackburn Rovers, winning the title in 1995, and Newcastle United. Shearer was the first player to score 100 PL goals and declined a move to Manchester United at his peak. Which country won the 2022 FIFA World Cup? Argentina beat France in one of the greatest World Cup finals ever in Qatar 2022, winning on penalties after a 3-3 draw. Lionel Messi scored twice and finally won the one major trophy that had eluded him. Kylian Mbappé scored a hat-trick in the final for France, the first in a final since Geoff Hurst in 1966. In what year was the Premier League founded? The Premier League was founded in 1992, breaking away from the Football League to form a separate competition with direct television deals. Manchester United won the first title in 1992-93. The PL has since become the world's most watched football league, generating over £10 billion in annual revenue. Which manager replaced Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool in 2024? Arne Slot was appointed Liverpool manager in June 2024, succeeding Jurgen Klopp, who departed after 9 hugely successful years at Anfield. Slot previously managed Feyenoord, winning the Eredivisie title, and brought a high-pressing, possession-based philosophy to Liverpool that drew comparisons to Klopp's style. Neymar's transfer to PSG in 2017 set a record fee. How much was it? Neymar's move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in 2017 for €222 million, approximately £198 million, smashed the previous world transfer record by nearly double. It was funded directly by Qatar through PSG's ownership and remains the most expensive transfer in football history. How many players from each team are on a football pitch? Each team plays with 11 players, including the goalkeeper. A team can be required to play with fewer if players are sent off, but never more than 11. The 11-a-side format was standardized in the Football Association's laws in 1863, which also codified the first formal rules of the modern game. Which player has won the most Ballon d'Or awards? Lionel Messi has won 8 Ballon d'Or awards: 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2019, 2021, 2023, the most of any player in history. Cristiano Ronaldo has won 5. Messi's 2023 award followed Argentina's 2022 World Cup triumph, considered the final piece of his legendary career. What was the score in the famous 2005 Champions League final in Istanbul? Liverpool came back from 3-0 down at halftime to draw 3-3 against AC Milan in Istanbul, then won on penalties. Steven Gerrard, Vladimir Smicer, and Xabi Alonso scored in the second half. It is widely regarded as the greatest Champions League final ever and is known simply as the Miracle of Istanbul. Which stadium has the largest capacity in England? Wembley Stadium has a seating capacity of 90,000, making it the largest stadium in England and the second largest in Europe. Completed in 2007, it is the national stadium of England and hosts FA Cup finals, playoff finals, and major concerts. The original Wembley, 1923 to 2003, held up to 126,000. Which club did Pep Guardiola manage before Manchester City? Pep Guardiola managed Barcelona, 2008 to 2012, where he won 14 trophies including 2 Champions Leagues, then Bayern Munich, 2013 to 2016, where he won 3 consecutive Bundesliga titles, before joining Manchester City in 2016. At City, he has built one of the most dominant teams in Premier League history. What does VAR stand for in modern football? VAR stands for Video Assistant Referee, a system introduced to correct clear and obvious errors in goal decisions, penalty decisions, red card incidents, and mistaken identity. Officially introduced in the Premier League in 2019, it has been both celebrated for correcting errors and criticized for disrupting the flow of the game. In what year was the offside rule first introduced? The offside rule was first introduced in 1866 by the Football Association to prevent goal hanging. It has been modified several times since, most significantly in 1925 when the requirement changed from 3 to 2 defenders, which led to a dramatic increase in goals scored. VAR has made offside decisions millimeter precise today. Who scored the famous Hand of God goal? Diego Maradona scored the Hand of God goal for Argentina against England in the 1986 World Cup quarter-final in Mexico City, using his left hand to punch the ball into the net. He claimed afterwards it was the Hand of God. In the same match, he also scored arguably the greatest goal ever, the goal of the century. Which club won the first Premier League title in the 2024-25 season? Liverpool, under new manager Arne Slot in his debut Premier League campaign, won the 2024-25 Premier League title. It marked an emphatic response to Jurgen Klopp's departure, with Mohamed Salah contributing heavily before his contract situation dominated headlines throughout the season. How many minutes must a match last before a result is official in most competitions? A standard football match lasts 90 minutes, 2 45-minute halves, plus injury time added by the referee. If a knockout match is level after 90 minutes, it proceeds to 30 minutes of extra time, and if still level, a penalty shootout. The 90-minute standard has been in place since football's earliest codified rules. Which country won the UEFA Nations League in 2023? Croatia won the UEFA Nations League in 2023, defeating Spain 5-4 on penalties after a 0-0 draw in the final held in Rotterdam. Dominik Livakovic was the hero in the shootout. It was Croatia's first major international trophy, a remarkable achievement for a nation of just 3.9 million people. What is the maximum number of substitutes allowed in a Premier League match? Premier League clubs can make up to 5 substitutions per match, though they can only do so in 3 windows, plus at halftime, to prevent teams from wasting time. The rule was temporarily changed to 5 during COVID-19 and permanently adopted in 2022. Each team may name up to 9 substitutes on the bench. Which goalkeeper holds the record for most clean sheets in Premier League history? Petr Cech holds the Premier League record with 202 clean sheets across his career at Chelsea and Arsenal. He also holds the record for most PL appearances by a goalkeeper. Cech was renowned for his reflexes and, after a life-threatening skull fracture in 2006, became synonymous with wearing a protective helmet. In 2024, which club won the UEFA Champions League? Real Madrid won their 15th UEFA Champions League title in 2024, defeating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 in the final at Wembley. It was yet another remarkable European campaign for Madrid, with late drama in the knockout rounds becoming a hallmark of their run. Carlo Ancelotti became the most decorated manager in Champions League history. Which club has been relegated from the Premier League the most times? West Bromwich Albion have suffered the most Premier League relegations, with multiple yo-yo seasons between the Premier League and the Championship. Their frequent promotions and relegations earned their fans the nickname Yo-Yo Club. The PL era has seen some clubs establish themselves as regular top-flight members while others cycle between divisions. Which country has qualified for the most consecutive FIFA World Cups? Brazil has appeared in every single FIFA World Cup since the tournament began in 1930, the only nation to achieve this. They have also won 5 times, more than any other country. Their record streak of uninterrupted qualification is one of football's most remarkable achievements. What does El Clásico refer to? El Clásico is the fixture between Real Madrid and FC Barcelona, Spain's 2 most successful and globally followed clubs. It is consistently one of the world's most watched sporting events, with audiences exceeding 650 million globally. The rivalry is fueled by historical, cultural, and regional tensions between Madrid and Catalonia. Which player won the Golden Boot at the 2022 World Cup? Kylian Mbappé won the Golden Boot at the 2022 World Cup with 8 goals, including a hat-trick in the final against Argentina. Despite this extraordinary performance, France still lost on penalties. At just 23, Mbappé became the second player in history to score in 2 World Cup finals. How many teams compete in the Premier League? "20 teams compete in the Premier League each season, with the bottom 3 clubs relegated to the Championship and 3 promoted clubs taking their place. The season consists of 38 matches per team, home and away against each of the other 19 clubs, totaling 380 matches across the full campaign." Which club did Cristiano Ronaldo join in the summer of 2021? Cristiano Ronaldo returned to Manchester United in August 2021 from Juventus, 12 years after first leaving Old Trafford. The move generated enormous global excitement. However, the reunion proved disappointing. Ronaldo later left acrimoniously in November 2022, joining Saudi club Al Nassr. What is the name of Arsenal's current home stadium? Arsenal have played at the Emirates Stadium since 2006, when they moved from their historic 93-year home at Highbury. The Emirates holds 60,704 fans and was built for £390 million. Arsenal's recent performances under Mikel Arteta have made it one of the most electric atmospheres in English football. Which tournament does the winner of the FA Cup qualify for? FA Cup winners qualify for European competition, specifically the UEFA Europa League, or the Conference League if they finish lower in the Premier League. If they also finish in the top 4, they enter the Champions League and the FA Cup spot drops to the next eligible club. The FA Cup is the world's oldest football competition, founded in 1871. Which club won 49 Premier League matches unbeaten, 2003 to 2004? Arsenal's invincible squad went the entire 2003-04 Premier League season unbeaten, 26 wins and 12 draws, and extended their record to 49 unbeaten league matches. The squad, managed by Arsène Wenger and including Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, and Robert Pires, is considered one of the greatest club sides in English football history. Which manager has won the most Premier League titles? Sir Alex Ferguson won 13 Premier League titles with Manchester United between 1993 and 2013, more than any manager in Premier League history and nearly double the tally of the next best. He also won 2 Champions Leagues, 5 FA Cups, and transformed United from a good club into a global superpower. How did you do? Let us know in the comments, and test your knowledge in these categories next.